I've seen so many stitches of this young man getting the lowball salary offer and other people sharing their stories, but I haven't seen anyone go into detail in what you can do in this situation to turn things around. There's actually four things that I teach my clients to do, and I've been helping thousands of people every year in this exact situation. Why? Because as a 20-year career coaching veteran, I used to work in staffing and recruiting. So what I'm going to do right now is give you the opponent's playbook. I'm going to help you understand what's happening on the other side and what techniques can actually work for you to turn this around. Will it work every time? No. But if it worked only once for you, wouldn't that be worth it? All right, so let's get into it. And if you don't have time for this, please bookmark it and come back because you're probably going to get lowballed with a salary offer in this current market. Salary bands are down. Lots of companies are doing it. So you're going to want to learn how to do this. So the first thing that we always talk about at my company is what is your walkaway rate? What is the least amount of money that you can accept and you wouldn't be looking for a new or better paying job, or you wouldn't have to get a part-time job? We all need to be clear on that in these markets because it's a time where salaries are dropping. And so if you know that number, you're not going to be caught off guard in this conversation when they come at you and they give you something lower than you expected. Okay. So please be clear on your walkaway rate. Second thing, get honest with yourself. Can you afford not to take this job? If you're somebody who's been out of work for more than 2 or 3 months, or maybe you're in your 401k or your savings, or maybe you're getting late on mortgage payments, bills are piling up, you're not really in a position not to take a job that can provide you an income. I am telling people right now, seriously, if it's 1 month in, take the job. Take the job because it's going to financially help you lower your burden. And then you know what we're going to do? We're tripling down on your job search. That's right. Because recruiters don't look and go, oh, they just took a new job, I should leave them alone. No, no, no. There's a recruiter phenomenon out there. It is always easier to get a job when you have a job. Plenty of studies. Look it up. So we get you reemployed. And guess what? We double down now. We target recruiters because recruiters know that they can poach you by offering you what? More money. And this is how we speed it back up. Look, this company lowballed you. You took the salary. They get what they pay for, which means if you get something better, you dump the lower paying client for the higher paying client. That's just the reality. That's business. Okay. So we need to be prepared for that. Now, the third technique that I teach people, it's really how you reframe the situation. It's called the I love you guys. So most people, when they get lowballed, aren't prepared and they react by defending and saying things like, well, that's really low. You should be paying X. I'm used to be paying X. And that doesn't work. This is the customer who has in their mind what they want to pay. Saying to them, they're not paying enough, that's just, it upsets them. You're not like, they're the ones paying. You don't get to say that. Okay. So here's what you do instead. You say, oh, I love you guys. This is so hard because I would love to work here. And I can already see so many ways that I could create value. I could make money for you. I could save money for you. But that rate is just lower than I can take. So if, can you keep me on your speed dial? Like if it doesn't work out and you can't find somebody at this price point and you're willing to go higher, or if maybe you could put a couple jobs together and put the salaries together and I could do that work for you, will you come back and talk to me? Because I absolutely love you guys. I would love to work here and I want to stay in touch. I just can't take that rate. See, what you're doing there is knowing your self-worth and very politely and kindly standing up for yourself, but leaving the door open. And the reason this works so well is you weren't combative, which they were expecting. Okay, right? They're expecting to go into it, and that just makes it uncomfortable. And instead, you were gracious. So now, you know what? You're the one that got away. Why was she so kind? Why was he okay with that? Oh, they were really pretty good. They knew their stuff. Ooh, okay. We can't get mad at them because they didn't get defensive. You kept the door open. Okay. Now, this technique works even better if you do something very specific in the interview. And this is number 4, which is called catastrophizing. See, I teach my clients in the interview how to give interview answers that catastrophize the situation. Why is that important? Because human beings buy based on emotion. We don't buy the features, we buy the benefits. And employers are no different. So when you're in the job interview and you know how to answer their interview questions by catastrophizing, by talking about exactly what will go wrong, what will break, how they'll lose money if they don't get the right person for the job, or if this doesn't get done correctly, that is catastrophizing. That's how you set yourself up to give your answer by talking about your own experience. Here's the reality, folks. If you can't catastrophize this job, like if you can't talk about what will go wrong, then you really aren't as good as you say you are. If you want to be paid a lot of money, then where that comes from is your experience and your understanding of what will go wrong, what will break, and how they will lose money if it's not done correctly. So, learning the subtle art of catastrophizing within the interview process and setting up your answers is how they're in there going, oh my gosh, we don't want that to happen. Oh, yeah, that would be really bad. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want to be the person that is responsible for that because we didn't hire the right person. Now you're setting it up so when they offer you the money and it's too low and you are super polite and kind and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I love you guys, right, but I can't do it." Now you've really planted the seed. So they go out and they keep interviewing and maybe they find somebody that they're willing to hire, but you know what? They can't get out of their head that classy individual that showed them all the value they were going to get, that really understood their problems and their pain, the one that they let get away. I can't tell you how many times my clients have done this only to be called back a couple weeks later and say, you know what? We decided that we could combine these two jobs. Can we talk again? Or they go hire somebody junior and the person bombs and they're back on your doorstep. I mean, you've got to have the self respect and the strategy to do this. And I walked you through it. But honestly, there's so much more we can do in playing this game that lets you keep yourself where you believe you are. And you have to do these techniques in this current market. So I hope that made sense and it helped you. If it did, will you help me back? Because it's totally free. Will you ask your questions below? Will you post a comment and tell me if it helped you? The engagement is really great for the algorithm when you comment for me, especially if you'll follow me and ask questions so I can help you some more, or at least comment, okay? And the second thing, just know I listen to all of you and have built so many free resources to address some of the common things that you ask here. I put them all in the link in my bio, this little circle over here. Go grab them. You get instant access. There are a lot of things you don't know that you need to know in this particular job search market. And these free resources were designed to help you with that, okay? Because I just want to help you. Thanks so much for listening. You've got this. Good luck. Go get them.